Hi children, now we are going to discussing about chapter 5th Europe. Europe is the sixth biggest continent in the world. Industrial revolution took place first in Europe. First mission was used in Britain, which is located in European continent. That's why Britain also called workshop of the world. European countries tried to establish control over other countries and continents, mainly Britain, Portuguese, France, French. About how the people of Europe have been using their distinct natural environment and resources. Now we are going to discussing about the location of the Europe. Generally, Europe located at the center of world map. Look at map 1, in which Europe has been shaded. Identify the boundaries of Europe. There is an ocean to its north. Identify it is name of on the map. This ocean is frozen for most of the years. Look at the map on the north direction, that is Arctic Ocean. This ocean separates the two continents, Europe and North America. About 500 years ago, the people of Europe discovered the sea route to America, and millions of Europeans migrated to the continent of America and settled down there. So what is that ocean? That is called Atlantic Ocean. This sea separates Europe in the north from Africa in the south. The name of the sea means middle of the world. So what is the name of the sea? That is Mediterranean Sea. Do you know why it is called by this name? Because it is located in the middle of the world. These mountains are not very high and they form the eastern boundaries of Europe. To the east of these mountains is Asia, while Europe is to their west. In fact, Asia and Europe are one continuous landmass. This landmass also known as Eurasia. Eurasia means the landmass occupying by the Asia and Europe. These mountains are called Ural Mountains. Now we are going to discussing about the mountains, plains, rivers of Europe with help of map 4. Europe has several high snow covered mountains. The Pyrenees mountains located in between the Spain and France, and Appalachian mountains and Alp mountains nearby the Italy. Among the all mountains, the Alps, the most important mountain range of Europe, are covered with snow all the year around. The Caucasian mountains, which lies between the Caspian Sea and Black Sea, from the southern boundary of Europe. The two are very high and covered with snow all the year around. There are no large plateaus in Europe. There are only small plateaus in France, Germany and Spain. These plains experience heavy snowfall and bitter cold in winter. When the snow melts in summer, small streams start flowing and joining the mighty rivers, that means big rivers. Mainly the Dnieper and Volga. Volga is the longest river in Europe. European rivers are used not only for irrigation for the fields, but also the major waterways and water transport. The people and the goods transport one place to another place. These rivers flow across several countries. Rhine is the one of the most important river as it flows through several countries. Rhine river joining into the North Sea. The Volga river joining into the Caspian Sea. The Caspian Sea is the vast lake. In textbook, page number 25, two boxes are given. These two boxes for student activities. Study the map 2 and 4 to answer the following questions. Now we are going to discussion about the definitions of the peninsula, islands and bays. Peninsula means the land mass that is surrounded by the sea on three sides, on the fourth side connected with the mainland. This is called peninsula. Example, Italy, Norway and Sweden. Next, island. A piece of land that is completely surrounded by water is called an island. Example, Great Britain. Bays and gulfs. Bay and gulfs are the part of the sea enclosed by land on three sides. In a bay, the land curves inwards and the mouth of the bay is usually wide, as in the Bay of Bengal. A gulf is a narrow inlet sea and has a narrow mouth. Bays and gulfs are protected from the storms of the ices. They are very useful for building harbor where the ships can be safely anchored and cargo loaded, unloaded. Deep gulfs or bays are prepared for building harbor as large ships can be anchored in them. Ships need to deep waters so that their bottom do not touch the sea floor. When we are discussing about the climate, Europe has a cooler than ours. Most of the countries experience snowfall in winter. In summer also very cooler than our country. Distance from the equator. The region near the equator remain warm all around the year. As we move northwards or southwards away from the equator, it gets colder and colder. Indeed, the polar region are covered with ice all around the year. Climate of Europe is influenced by another factor, that is Atlantic Ocean and the winds blowing from it. In the winter, it is quite cool in Western Europe than Eastern Europe. The countries like Poland and Russia have severe winter, while France and Great Britain are comparatively warmer. Russian winters are very cold. That's why nearby the Russia, the seas are in freeze. Westerlies. The winds blow throughout the year from the Atlantic Ocean towards the Europe. Since they blow from the west, these winds are called westerlies. Actually, these winds blow from the southwest towards the northeast. The climate of Western Europe is affected by westerlies. Now we are going to discussing about the warm ocean currents. The water in the ocean are not static. They keep flowing from one place to one place along the continents. These are ocean currents which blow from thousands of kilometers in the ocean just as a rivers flow on the land. Warm ocean current is to be found in the Atlantic Ocean. Generally these currents warm at the equator where the water are warm throughout the year. These currents moving northeast. It hits the western coast of Europe. That's why this current called Gulf Stream current in America. Western Europe, the showers all the year around. The westerlies which blow throughout the year also bring ample moisture to northern and western Europe. Since these winds blow from the sea, they carry a lot of moisture and clouds regularly cause rainfall. Therefore, it rains throughout the year. In the north and western Europe, there are light showers all around the year in Western Europe. Western Europe is also benefits in the other way from the Gulf streams. The warm currents are very good for the fish breeding as they contain ample food material for the fish. As a result, the fish industry is very developed in North Sea near Britain. This part of the North Sea is called Dogger Bank. Fish is an important part of the food of the Europeans. Fishing is a very important industry in Europe. Mediterranean climate in southern Europe. Look at the countries of southern Europe. They have the Mediterranean Sea to their south. So they are called Mediterranean countries. The lands along with the Mediterranean Sea have a distinct climate called the Mediterranean climate. The Mediterranean countries are the southernmost countries of Europe. As a result, the winter here are not too cold and summer are warm. It does not rainfall throughout the year as in Western Europe. The westerlies blow here during the winter month only. These winds are bring rain to the Mediterranean countries. In other words, it rain here only in the winter. Such rainy and winter and dry summer are termed as a Mediterranean climate. This climate is very good for growing juicy fruits. Thus, regions with Mediterranean climate are famous for their fruits. Fruits like olives, figs, grapes, oranges, etc. are growing extensively in southern Europe. Now we are going to discussing about 4 seasons and agriculture in Europe. In our country, we have 3 seasons: winter, summer, and the rainy seasons. But in European countries, including France, they have main 4 seasons. They are winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Winter, December onwards, it gets very cold and snowfall begins. Snowfall heavily on the mountains and less on the plains. The sun rises very late in the day, at about 9 or 10 o'clock, and sunsets by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. France has broad leaves trees which shed their leaves in winter and stands entirely leafless. Now we are going to discussing about the spring. In the spring, the days get longer and the nights shorter. The snow begins to melt and new shoots, that means new leaves appears on the trees. Fresh green leaves appear and colorful flowers blooms everywhere. In this season, wheat, barley, corn, sugar beet and oats are the principal crops. Now we are going to discussing about the summer. In summer, Europe starts from June to August. It does not rain so much and there is a more sunshine. The days are longer than even our country. The sun rises as early as 4 o'clock in the morning and sunsets after 8 o'clock in the evening. In fact, in the northern countries like Sweden and Norway, the sun never sets at all. These countries are called land of midnight sun. Mainly Norway called land of midnight sun. Summer is the season of agriculture in Europe. Crops mature in this season. There is no need for irrigation as the occasionally rainfall sufficient for the crops. At the end of the summer, the crops are ready to be harvested. In our country, there are two important agricultural seasons. They are Rabi and Kharif. Rabi also known as the winter season. Kharif also called monsoon season. In our country, it is possible to grow crops nearly 8 to 10 months in a year. On the other hand, in European countries, cultivation is possible only for 6 to 7 months. Now autumn. The climate changes once again in September and October. Trees leaves turn red and yellow colors and begin to fall. Agricultural operations are wound up. Hay is cut. Hay means like a grass dried for feeding for animals in winter. Grapes and other fruits are plucked and used for making wine, jam and juice of. Now we are going to discussing about the land and agriculture. European plains and rivers valley are very fertile. Here rainfall occurs throughout the year. As a result, the plains are very suitable for agriculture. Some part of the Europe Arctic mountains not suitable for agriculture. Some countries have very little agriculture. For example, only 3% of agriculture in Norway, 30% of the agriculture we can see in England, 40% agriculture we can see in Germany. In India, 58% of the land is cultivable. There is an acute shortage of land in Holland. The people of Holland, also called Dutch, have a little land. They cultivate small portion. The crops storage for winter season as a folders. Hay bales after the harvesting, which will be stored as a folder for winter season. In Eastern and Northern Europe, it is not possible to cultivate. Why? Because this area near to the polar region. These lands in winter as snow cover it for almost 6 months. The snow brings to melt only in spring, leaving very little time for the crops. As a result, it is possible to raise only one crop in these areas. However, in southern Europe, it is possible to raise 2 crops a year. Wheat is main crop of European plains. It grows mainly France, Germany, Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Italy, Greece, etc. We have seen that fruits cultivation prominent in southern Europe. Fruits like grapes are used for wine. Apart from wheat, they also cultivating barley, sugar, potato. Sugar beet is manufactured from the beet in Russia, Ukraine and Germany. Now we are going to discuss about discovery for sea routes. European sailors were famed for their skill and courage on the seas. They were also skilled in building boats and ships. Initially, ships were built and used for fishing in deep seas. Later on, they are used for international trade too. From the very ancient time, the people of Europe have been trading with India and other countries of Asia like Indonesia and China. From these countries, Europe obtained many things like cotton, silk, gems, ivory, spices, etc. These were not available in Europe. The Europeans got these exchanges for gold and silver. About 500 years ago, the West European sailors and traders began to search for new routes to India. Example, Vasco da Gama, he discovered sea route to India in 1498. A Italian sailor named Christopher Columbus thought that if the earth is round, then it should be possible to reach India from the west too. We were traveled to westwards across the Atlantic Ocean. We would reach China and India. Set out with the 3 ships in 1492 to cross the Atlantic Ocean. After 3 months of sailing, he saw a land head. Columbus thought that he had reached India. Actually, he was still far from India. He reached the country which we are called now West Indies. Ultimately discovered America. Initially, the sailors using wind power for sailing and trading. That's why these winds also called trade winds. Now we are going to discussing about the Industrial Revolution in Europe. The Industrial Revolution, as you know, started in England around 1750, and soon factories production spread to France, Holland, Germany, Spain, Russia, etc. The countries like England and Germany, which had a large reserves of the coal and other minerals, took leading development of industries in European continent. In the coming class, we are going to explain about the kings of Vijayanagara.